An Ukrainian armory was destroyed by two Fab 500 of the Russian air forces in Kramatorsk direction. An Ukrainian position was destroyed by the 18th Machine Gun Artillery Division of the Russian Army in the Golyapol in the Zaporizhzhia region.
Выстрел!
Two Ukrainian soldiers were caught by Russian FPV drone, and what happened happened. Russian soldiers from the 114th Separate Guards Motor Rifle Brigade were ambushed by an Ukrainian FPV drone. When a brave soldiers successfully neutralized the threat, and Russian FPV drone spotted a Ukrainian sniper taking positions in a field near the city of Lyman. An Ukrainian MRAP was struck by an FPV drone of Russian armored forces in the Dnipropetrovsk direction. A heavy explosive Ukrainian plane was shot down near the city of Murmansk in Russia. It was flying to destroy an import arms industry of the Russian army in the city of Murmansk.
Сбили, блядь, красавцы! Нахуй!
One BMP-2 of the Ukrainian army was destroyed by a Russian BTR-80 in the Kursk border region, while the BBM Kozak of the Ukrainian army fled. An T-80 tank of the 141st Special Motorized Regiment Akhmat destroyed an Ukrainian drone operating center. Russian SU-34 supersonic bomber aircraft being armed with 4 Fab 500. Russia attacked the town of Siveresk with 4 Fab 500 and destroyed key Ukrainian positions. Russian troops of the Akhmat battalions captured an Ukraine position in Pokrovsk and Myrnohard sector. The Ukrainian troops fled and left all their ammunitions behind. Russian drone operator hunted down a pickup of the Ukrainian armed forces fleeing from the Myrnohard region. What happened happened. In this video, Russian FPV drone operators attacked some radar drone interference devices placed by Ukrainians on the outskirts of the city of Vashanas in the Kharkiv Oblast. These types of attack can cause massive financial trouble for Ukraine, cause the equipment cost is much higher due to lack of production. And Russian FPV drones spotted an E-300 Enterprise unmanned recon aircraft flying over the Kharkiv region. Later, the FPV drone successfully destroyed the unmanned aircraft. Destruction of a Ukrainian armed forces tank near the village of Podoli, not far from Kupiansk. Destruction of the UAV launcher of the 225th Separate Regiment of the Ukrainian Armed Forces by FAB-250 missiles in the village of Gulyai-Pol. A UAV unit from the Southern Group identified 2 Ukrainian Armed Forces UAV control centers in Konstantinovka and destroyed them with precision strikes, completely disrupting control of the enemy drones. Destruction of several anti-tank missile systems of the 33rd Separate Regiment of the Ukrainian Armed Forces with FAB-500 rockets in the village of Gulyai-Pol. Bogdana 4.0 self-propelled artillery unit, formerly in service with the Ukrainian Armed Forces, was disabled near the village of Sosnovy Bor. The Bogdana sustained 2 barrel penetrations, which is classified as critical damage to an artillery piece. A Ukrainian Armed Forces Bat-UMG armored vehicle was destroyed by strikes from KVN fiber optic drones near Stepnogorsk. Kharkiv Oblast. Another 122mm 2S1 Gvozdika self-propelled gun of the Ukrainian Armed Forces was destroyed near the village of Rubizhna. And Russian FPV drone dropped and bombed precisely over an Ukrainian ammunition bunker. UAV crews destroyed an enemy T-72 tank with dynamic armor near the village of Kucherovka. Footage of counter-drone operations by UAV operators from the West and North groups of the Russian Armed Forces. Footage of the destruction of Ukrainian Armed Forces vehicles by FPV drone strike teams from the West and North groups of the Russian Armed Forces. Destruction of a Ukrainian heavy bomber drone of the Baba Yaga type by Russian Armed Forces drone operators from Buryatia. December 1st's rocket strike on Dnipro. The Russian armed forces support the advance of the Far Eastern Express in Huliai-Pol, destroying UAVs of the Ukrainian armed forces. GV Sever fiber optic troops caught and destroyed a 122mm 2S1 Gvozdika self-propelled gun of the Ukrainian armed forces in the wooded area of Sumy region. Fiber optic specialists of GV Center destroyed a Ukrainian Armed Forces M113 armored personnel carrier near the settlement of Volnoye DPR. On the outskirts of Miropolye, Sumy region, a Swedish CV-90Y FV of the Ukrainian armed forces was destroyed by a series of strikes from fiber optic FPV drones KVN. The Zala Lancet of the Rubicon Center destroyed an enemy UAV armed with surface-to-air missiles. Use of one FAB-500 bombs with UMPC on positions of the armed forces of Ukraine in the village of Vilcha. Destruction of the 38th Marine Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine by FAB-3000 PVD in the settlement of Mirnohrad. Soldiers of the North Group of the Russian armed forces are operating. Footage of the Lance destroying the Mongoose radar of the Ukrainian armed forces. A serviceman of the Ukrainian armed forces thought that a friendly Ukrainian drone was flying towards them and decided to greet it, as he was used to, by raising his hand. Then it happened. Russian troops used the famous BM-1 grade multi-missile system to destroy 17th NGU Brigade in south vicinity of area of Vilcha. Scattered enemy groups are being destroyed in the surrounded Mirnograd. Many Ukrainians' troops stuck in Mirnograd are running out of ammo, so they resolve in hiding and running from the Russians. UAV operators of the 5th Army of the Vostok Group of Forces distribute precision attack on the Ukrainian forces in the Huliai-Pol area. Golyapolya has been under constant attack of the Russian armored forces in the Zaporizhian direction. Destruction of a 155mm PZH 2000 self-propelled howitzer of the Ukrainian armed forces by Russian armed forces FPV drones in the area of Bogdanivka. The Ukrainian armed forces M1117 armored personnel carrier, made in the USA, was destroyed by two FPV drone in the city of Golyapolya. The fiber-optic drone destroyed a T-72M1 tank of the Ukrainian armed forces in the Konstantinovka direction. Drone operators of the GV Vostok blew up a previously mined bridge of the armed forces of Ukraine in the settlement of Andreevka, Dnipropetrovsk region. In Krasny Lyman, a UAV strike destroyed a Ukrainian armed forces temporary airfield. A Ukrainian army hideout was destroyed by Fab 500 in the city of Kramatorsk.